so cold. And got found really good strategy so they can pull off this win in the GRANDS. So we got clicks. Oh, clicks healing with the meds. Oh, nice shot from Yasmo.
Open opportunity there from Yamzo onto Soneto, and immediately while Clicks heals, the rest of his team pushes forward. They have that trust in each other for them to catch up. They clean up the elimination.
Clean up his lobby, 7 zone.
While Higgs needs to heal, Clicks as well.
Booga.
Yamzo's going to be the one leading the path, trying
with
to build
3 kills for a team.
You're seeing the whole western side of the zone is stacked like a bunch of pancakes.
Oh, got him cracked, dead.
Craze cannot be slept on. Endgame experience coming in full effect here, and now they've somewhat positioned themselves up for the first to take high ground. Another trio off to the eastern side here. Seems like Surge is also active. Yamzo, Higgs, and Clicks right below this base here. So majority of the lobby pulling the zone here. That's a very favorable outcome.
Good. What's on my eye?
Looking over onto that team. Smoke goes down. They don't necessarily
no, I didn't get into a fight.
Affected by the active storm surge, but might
we
not
got a
be the time to peek
lead
either. Especially since they're above
Pollo.
peeking through the cones, they're looking at high ground. Their
Edge
safety is right now too early. So they pull it on their side for the most part. But on the other side, Pollo, Agers, and Acorn haven't seen too much of them, but 500 damage above the threshold. They have a clear rotation because as the zone opens up, it's going to give them more and more of a path to choose from.
That's a,
Take a look at the highlight here once again from Yamzo's perspective to go ahead and initiate the knock here. Kind of clean things up onto Soneto's trio.
He is cleaning up the lobby.
Right
oh, got a 90
position that they need to be in here in the end game. These elims also start to add up. Don't forget those points are super critical here to the
300.
back in the mix here. Give up the high ground, play for the mid layers. Find a huge elimination here to keep them in the game.
My God, Booga.
And just look at that. Vets starting to get active here, and what a find!
I got 40
end game is
people left.
It's
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40.
From the storm to the skies here are the first to take a stab up top.
Yep, that's 40.
I wouldn't have even thought they'd have enough bats. And I guess I was right. They really don't have much, but they're putting up a flex here.
40 minus.
Yeah, at least this is going to give them a little bit of bird's eye view. The biggest thing is I need to know if anybody on this team has a misform, because that's going to make it easy for them to get the eliminations, drop down low, get the resources, and go right back up to that high ground. But if they don't have it, that's just going to make it more and more risky. The zone does pull a little bit in their favor, but the little builds that they have, it's getting more and more on the edge.
I want Clicks to win.
Do we give up high? Do we drop down and try to get elimination? I don't think they're in a safe spot no matter what they do. 1,000 above the threshold though. Peterbot, Ritual, and Cole are just focusing on the rotation. They're letting those elimination opportunities come to them.
Ash, Skittles, and Bryce actually find the Elam as well. They might get the refresh they're looking for.
Oh, 23.
It's a Kanata bolt here on the mid ground, forcing them off to the side. Rapid, wait a second. What are you
doing? 7 shotgun boys, don't waste them.
Someone's lost the plot for
kill him.
This time. And he has now had his team singled out, but look, they turn around and managed to secure a little bit of high. Kanata forced off the high ground. Cold, Ritual, Peterbot now playing almost intentional low ground here for eliminations. This is the difference between kind of those group stages and finals, right? It's not about winning,
got him knocked.
It's about getting points here.
Yeah, that consistency, the eliminations, 4 points per
better kill him
1
quickly.
win with 10 eliminations, Monsters over 100-point game.
Zone 10.
We saw them getting pushed by Dash and Bryce. That was high.
Not really. The Loda ran out of heals.
You can have it. They immediately built up with the little builds that they did have left.
And
everybody's probably in a similar situation when it comes to material count.
Minutes ago, less
They're
than
eyeing the sky to their advantage, going ahead and shooting down on the team. But Acorn, Pollo, Agers, exactly that. They're contesting for the high ground, and they haven't fought through the same amount of chaos as every other team, so that might be theirs to keep.
Oh yeah, look at how quickly Kanata folded his hand of cards there. No, you guys.
And we got Pollo.
Agers, Acorn, make their way straight to the top. And listen, high ground might win games, but low ground
get him to the right side.
Ritual, Peterbot,
And we crack.
are still in this one right now.
Look at low.
The eliminations down here, and it seems to be that they have full control. Clicks is down and now. Higgs and Yamzo are the last 2 left alive. Yamzo playing deep side of the storm here. Kind of swings around, finds Bolt, shuts him down. 2 more
Clicks died.
Yamzo's pocket. pocket here, and things are now starting to
I
look
need
very
to clutch this up
favorable
for
for him.
clicks.
Yeah, every team in this lobby, but maybe two, are in shambles, are missing at least one player or a big chunk of health. But Peterbot still continues to set his eyes in the sky. He had the shockwave pistol, but it goes down. Cold is doing his heel off towards the back. Poyo Ages.
Oh, Poyo Ages. Oh. Uncontested. Oh, Cold down. Which was that team dead. Oh no, yes was knocked.
That we expect to win this weekend's tournament here. This grand finals is just
Oh
starting
my
to
God.
gets a little siphon
The
here.
grand
Delivered to
final,
him.
bro.
Poyo still in the game here, healthy as ever. Acorn alongside him.
Solo.
Just a wild factor here.
Bro,
Now kind of
7 people. If you can clutch this up, Yasmo, bro. I'll give you $1,000, bro. I'll personally deliver you a cookie. A freaking chocolate chip cookie, bro. Whatever you want, bro.
So he knows he can't play the backside of the zone unless he gets an elimination or down. Jojo Fishy on one side.
3v1.
Oh!
Got him not, got him not. Oh, come on. Yasmo, come on. You got this. I'm rooting for you. Oh. Yasmo still left. 3v1.
Not in Ager's house. He ends that run rather quickly. Forces outside of the zone for Braids to play that heel off. And possibly some storm sickness on top.
No, Yasmo died. Nah.
Put that final nail in the coffin. A 10 elimination game number 1 for the Major 1 champs.
When they took height, they only had 3, and all of a sudden, that
Yasmo, why'd you fail?
Quickly, talk about a game that heated up. That was incredible action. You know, I could put a ribbon on the tournament and be pretty happy with the action we saw just in game number 1 there, Jacob. Talk about exciting.
Yeah, we saw it throughout the game. We saw Yamzo look up, couldn't
Oh
get
my
high.
God, I got scanned from the
challenge, take it from Dash. And then at the end, they waited for that perfect moment. You almost got to give all the credit
Good job to
IGL, even though he did go down here, making it a little bit close. But he was the one that probably made that perfect call that turned their game around and eventually turned it into this. The 2v1. Braids, even with all the builds in the world, did not stand a chance against Agers and Poyo. The Major 1 champion strike first in game number 1. Zeke, what are your thoughts?
That's it. Tournament's over. Poyo's better than Peterbot. There I said, okay, see you guys, Globals. See you guys there. Bye.
Hi, Zeke.
Wow. I cannot believe this just transpired, right? A hectic game, to say the least. And it's crazy that I feel like every time we look at like a different trio, it's like, oh, hey, them. It's them. It's them. They're on height. What is going on? So much chaotic. So many chaotic things transpiring in this game, but at the end, Poyo and Agers managed to just stay together, right? Say, hey, look, we've been here before. We just need to stay calm, cool, collected, and they start the day with a VR with 10 eliminations. Kelly, that's too much. Whoa, whoa.
It's such a good start, and honestly, it's Poyo Agers and Acorn that bring it every single time. And Jacob was talking about it. You saw all these different trios, all these players looking up for height, trying to take height, but it's Poyo Agers and Acorn that can literally be down, like, you know, just to 14 builds on the mid ground and somehow turn that into a strong height take. Poyo's ability with that music AR is just so dirty, so disgusting. He can just get eliminations from the low ground that just everyone is so distracted by what's going on. Agers, Acorn, and Poyo play that end game perfectly.
I mean,
and y'all suck, bro.
The trios that we kind of expected to win this weekend, they were all kind of found in the end game at one point, and then not to mention also teams that are qualified to the global championship with Braids visuals and a minute in the mix right there as well. What a statement though from Acorn, Poyo, and Agers. I mean, complete dominance, right? It looked like the high ground was all but Canada's, but the big boys going head to head up there for the win. Incredible stuff.
So many things happened in that game, so many things to break down, so much nuance. But first, a short break. When we return, we'll dive into some of what we saw at game number 1 and start preparing ourselves for game number 2.
don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Alright.
Welcome back, everyone, to the episode. Yes, I almost danced, but I stopped myself. All right, welcome back. Game number 1. I cannot believe it. Pollo, Acorn, Aegis get themselves a victory royale.
Nice.
It was
Suck.
insane. 10 eliminations as well. But there's other things that kind of developed in that last game. We wanted to highlight here Clixie, Amzo, and Higgs. What was crazy about that is the fact that Zoe had to kind of solo clutch there toward the end game. And I mean, I feel like every time I feel like I see Zoe doing this in the end game, he's always, especially when he's solo, he's always clutching like this, right? I don't know that I've ever seen a situation where it's just him, and it's like, oh, we're gonna see something. Oh, he's eliminated. It's always like, bro, how is he in top 5? Like, what is he doing?
You know, we talked about this at the start of the show, that if this trio can just make it, all of them alive at the very end, that victory royale is within their grasp. But so many times we see them make it down to either a solo or a duo. But honestly, if there's anyone that's going to be a solo clutch, you want it to be Amzo. He's so smart and he's so fast with these plays. And that's part of the reason why we see them currently in 6th place right now. Obviously not the best place that they want to be. They did get a 4th place finish there, but you know, 5 more games to go for today, 6 more games to go for tomorrow. Clix, Higgs, and Ziamzo. This is just the start of their competition.
I mean, this game was just a return, right, to be honest. This is exactly what we saw in Major number 2. The solo clutches is what actually kept them in contention out of the
Alright guys, I'm back. Got 10 minutes because I gotta watch something
They got second
more
by just
important
a
than
couple
this.
points, and
Gotta
the
watch
difference was
WWE.
absolutely crazy. But Yamzo,
Let me
the
clear up.
and, you know, Exet kind of put out this piece earlier this month, or a couple of weeks
Oh,
ago. Whenever
okay,
it
man.
was, you know,
Woo!
he was like, hey, listen, you know, is Clix the best teammate you've ever played with? And he was like, no, Yamzo is. And we were kind of seeing why he believes that. Because Yamzo just will always put on a show, even if he's the last one alive on the
Oh my god, 2 minutes.
Dude, it's so difficult,
Start
right?
the
Just
damn
think
game
about, like,
already.
how much pressure is
Start the
on,
damn game.
like, in that situation, in grand finals. And it's just like, he's just
I can watch.
bobbing and weaving, changing layers, finding elims, making it top 5. Crazy, crazy stuff. Let's also
What do
talk
y'all
about
think
Peter
winning
Bot,
glow?
Cold, and Ritual in this
We
game.
done.
So,
Wait,
they're
wait.
still contested, right? That's
Wait.
right. We kind of figured that would happen.
Click
and
on.
that's great. I love this positioning from the trio, though, right? Being in that front low, they just have all of this free, like everyone that's trying to backside rotate, it's just free pickings, right?
But I can't play.
Yeah, especially when you can see that they were a little bit low on mats right there. So while everyone else is kind of peeking high ground and kind of fighting for it, they're able to stay kind of in the back of zone, actually towards the side a little bit, where everyone else likes to stay in the front. They're able to kind of get these angles on all these players and grab elim after elim and refresh after refresh, which is what they desperately needed in this end game right now. Cold, Ritual, and Peterbot did such a good job on the low ground, and tap 2 exotics onto Peterbot has to be a crime. That's just so sick.
I mean, yeah, this trio looked like they were actually going to win it. Like, I love
what
the position
happened?
they found themselves in the mid-ground, like Z kind of mentioned. Just look back towards everybody kind of rotating in, pick up so many refreshes. I was like, wow, this looks really, really good for the trio. 30 seconds go by, we come back. Peterbot has no shield, but he's looking up at a high ground right. Lands that pistol shot up there, knocks 2 people off black ground. Oh my gosh, they can go for high ground.
Oh my god,
It's like, no,
my
the
video
top
might
shot
cut off.
very, very quickly. They became
It's not, my video not looking too good.
and forgot that teams could
It's
be
like
looking
lagging
back
hard.
at them, which is where we saw JoJo actually take
God.
out Peterbot right there. And then from there, right, the trio kind of fell apart there on out. But yeah, I mean, I still like how the trio is kind of playing, right, kind of playing off of their eliminations and then looking towards the higher ground. Love that game plan.
Right.
Dude, you know what I love? Aoxy, Joja Fishy, Pikes. These guys got themselves
Ooh.
figured out in Group 3, right? I was actually asking, he's like, when was the last time I saw these guys? It was just Group 3. It was not that long ago, but they instantly got a victory out. And now here we are in Grands. They pull off a 3rd place, 11 eliminations in
My
game
video's there.
number 1.
It's gonna end in
This
5
is quality.